The season of Ahsoka just ended, and so far it seems like a lot of the fans of Clone Wars, Rebels, or basically any of the Dave Filoni Star Wars enjoyed it quite a bit, and media outlets are actually giving it fairly decent reviews, but how does that measure up when it comes to audience viewership? And that's where things get a little bit dicey right now. I got this tweet pulled up from No It's Known, is what it says. Ahsoka's third week viewing minutes down slightly from second week. The show's viewing minutes remain conspicuously in range of Secret Invasion's third week. And it has some screen grabs of the Nielsen charts pulled up to kind of verify this. So right now you can see for Ahsoka's first week, it was it ranked at number 5 in the original category for 3 episodes, 487 million minutes viewed. Okay, well, you look at the next week it had of it, it was down to number 7 from 5 in the original categories. At 4 episodes, 559 million minutes viewed. Well, now scroll down here and you can see where Secret Invasion measures up. It's also at number 7 spot for its third week for 426 million minutes viewed. So people would say like, okay, so it's higher than Secret Invasion, right? Well, not exactly, because I pointed out this is for 3 episodes of Secret Invasion, whereas for Ahsoka, that's for 4 episodes. So, I mean, if you take that into consideration, it's probably trailing a little bit worse than Secret Invasion. And as we can all remember, I mean, that was a pretty well-known bomb for the MCU. I mean, it had less than 1 million viewers in its opening week on the streaming platform, and it cost a lot of money. I mean, it was around $212 million to actually make the show. I mean, some people are saying like, oh, that's pretty much like signifying the end of the MCU, which is a sad thing, but I mean, all good things come to an end at some point. But how much did Ahsoka cost? I mean, because it was as expensive as Secret Invasion, and thankfully for it, no, it wasn't. I mean, its budget, it hasn't been revealed yet, but when you compare it to other Star Wars properties, Mandalorian was about 15 million an episode. Andor was about another 15 million an episode. The whole series of Kenobi cost 90 million, but that was also for 6 episodes, whereas a lot of these other ones were 8 episodes. So, I mean, it was probably around same amount per episode as these other ones. Book of Boba Fett, 15 million. So when you take that into consideration for Ahsoka, you're probably looking at something around $150 million range, maybe $125 to $150 million range. So it doesn't require as many viewers as Secret Invasion in order to be considered profitable for the streaming service. And when you look at the reviews for this, it's okay. I mean, it's not nearly as bad as what Secret Invasion was, but the thing about Secret Invasion is on the surface, or at least just from the get-go, it had more of a wider appeal to it because a lot more people were familiar with Nick Fury and a lot of the MCU stuff. So it had a bigger audience watching it, which means a lot more people to pile on when they don't like it and give it a negative review. Whereas Ahsoka, I mean, I think general audiences just didn't care, or the people who were gonna go watch it were people who already were familiar with Ahsoka and the Dave Filoni Star Wars and were more willing to actually watch it, and those people probably liked it. I mean, you see, I mean, the scores are decent. I mean, it's nothing to scoff at right there. I mean, it's okay. I mean, that was kind of my opinion. It was just kind of a middling show, but I wasn't a huge fan of the Dave Filoni stuff, so I mean, that was just my opinion. But people who liked it people who liked his previous work seem to like this just fine. But I'm just not sure if that's a big enough segment of the Star Wars fan base as a whole in order to actually justify the cost of this show. Because I mean, Obi-Wan actually had higher scores than this and had a bit higher viewership than Ahsoka, and even then, that still wasn't renewed for another season, or at least so far it hasn't been renewed. And according to some rumors, that Obi-Wan or Ewan McGregor was trying to get producers to renew it for another season, and they're just like not interested in it. So, I mean, if that's any indicator that that show wasn't profitable and it did better than this, and it had kind of around the comparable budget, it's not looking like there's going to be a future with this. Maybe some people would disagree with that and think like, oh, well, no, it's actually really good. And maybe it just didn't have like the proper marketing behind it, or people just weren't familiar with the character. And that's probably true. I mean, I'm not saying that it's done for good right now. I mean, we'll have to see the final figures when the Nielsen numbers come out for these last episodes or for the whole season. But So far, it's just looking like it's not nearly as good as what some of the fans of it think. And if you like this show, that's fine. You're allowed to like it, but just be realistic about the fact that the people who like Ahsoka and like the Dave Filoni Star Wars stuff is a small subsect of the whole Star Wars fan base. And if that's the case, if they're trying to make shows to appeal to a very small subsect of the fan base, then they need to make them for a lot cheaper in order to actually be profitable and in turn make more of them. But let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. And if you like this video, make sure you click that like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with the latest news. Thank you.